As designer for Hasbro Star Wars toys, what inspired you to pursue a career in creating products based on an iconic franchise?
What's inspired me to do this?
Yes.
Wow. Well, growing up with Star Wars is probably the biggest inspiration. That's the easy. I mean, I was right at the right age to have the original toys from Kenner, to play with all that stuff, and then to grow up. And I was lucky enough in my career to work with the designers that did those original Star Wars toys. So that's a great definitive and informative piece. And then I still love the property. I've worked on Star Wars projects for almost 30 years. And I love diving into details on it even today.
The Star Wars universe is a vast and diverse. How do you choose which character, ships, and set to bring to life as toys?
Yeah, we've got a good process internally and with our partners at Lucasfilm and Disney. We kind of bring a lot of different point of views. Everyone's got a valuable kind of input into the process. So Disney and Lucasfilm, certainly they know the brand obviously better than anyone. They created it. They certainly know what entertainment is coming down the pipeline, what the key characters will be, so they bring those insights. You know, obviously on our end, our design team are some of the most passionate fans out there. They're very tapped into the community, and so they bring that point of view. We do a lot of research as well, social listening, proprietary research tools, focus groups, so we kind of bring that all together. And then we certainly sync it up to major beats in the calendar. So, you know, obviously we want characters and vehicles like this one hitting when they're going to be featured in entertainment. We key into those big beats, those big anniversary beats, and line up the product there. So we essentially have lots of long conversations, sync it all together, and ultimately end up with a line that when we talk to the community, it sounds like we mostly got the right characters in the right windows.
Can you tell us a little bit about the process of working with Lucasfilm to ensure accuracy and authenticity when designing Star Wars toys?
Yeah, well, the process is an amazing partnership.
Yeah.
The relationship with Hasbro and Lucasfilm is obviously long-lived. We've got a great communication system back and forth. Lucasfilm they're an amazing partner for developing things like this, where they give us all the best reference. Working on this ship, we had 3D models from the show to work with as reference. We worked daily with them to develop our ship as they were developing their ship. So meeting with designers at ILM, with the product people at Lucasfilm, all those partners to make sure we had the best reference as quick as it came in. And then even sometimes before it came in, we'd sit down with them and they'd say, oh, we're going to change this, get ready. And we'd go prep to change it.
Hasbro has a wide range of Star Wars by line, from action figures to vehicles and places. How do you ensure that each line appeals to different age groups and collectors?
Yeah, no, so again, we work closely as a team, and you're right, we've got a broad line. Star Wars is it's great. It's a multi-generational brand, property, entertainment focus. Obviously, there's a lot of those themes in the movies and shows themselves. Vader and Luke, obviously Mando and Grogu. And so we take that seriously. Like, we want to bring in kids of all ages. We want to help bring in that next generation of Star Wars fans. So obviously, you know, what we've got on display here is a very, you know, fan-focused, more adult product. We have a really focused kid line as well. We're seeing some of it on the wall right here. This is our lightsaber forge expression. And what I think you can see, this is actually perfect. We've got fan, preschool, and kid. What you can see right there is our brand new preschool line. It's the first ever Lucasfilm targeted preschool show. We're so blessed and honored to be part of that launch with a really robust, dedicated line. And so this is where Hasbro shines, because we have really industry-leading thinkers in all of these areas. Fan experts, kid experts, preschool experts. And so we're able to bring that all to the table and design the perfect product for the perfect target.
The Star Wars fans for community is passionate and vocal. How do you take fan feedback into account when developing new products?
Well, that's easy. We're fans too. We're part of the communities. We listen to the fan communities, to all that feedback. We take that in, and it influences every decision we make, because in the end, the best thing we can do is give everybody exactly what they want. I mean, that only helps us, that helps them, makes everybody happy. So we're constantly working on that, trying to improve what we do and how we do it, and listening to fans to find the spots where we can do things better.
Many fans appreciate your attention to detail in Hasbro Star Wars toys. What are some of the challenges you face in maintaining accuracy while adapting the design for toys?
Well, that's it's just part of what we do.
Yes.
Daily, we've got such, Patrick said, we've got a hugely talented team, and that's everything from sculptors to engineers to project managers. Everybody really understands the specifics of what it takes to make a Star Wars product accurate in a timely fashion, and in our teams, it's such a collaborative experience. I've never worked on anything that's been quite the same, where we'll take we'll take feedback from everybody, whether it's marketing feedback on a design or design feedback on marketing. We're all collaborative. But it really is, because I think that's what makes it a rich product. And there are challenges, physical challenges in doing things sometimes, but that's where experience in doing this comes into play. And we've got that. We've got like I said, I mean, the relationship between Hasbro and Lucasfilm is one of the oldest licensed relationships for product that there is. And all that experience still comes into play daily on what we do.
Are there any specific Star Wars characters or vehicles that you personally enjoy designing the most? If so, what makes them special for you?
So I didn't design any of them. I want to make that very clear. But some of my favorite products in the line, I mean, obviously with the Ghost gear, it's hard to argue with that. I've always said, and this is going back a little bit, but one of my favorite products was our 2017 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Black Series Grand Admiral Thrawn. I'm a huge fan of the expanded universe, and I've said this kind of for Indiana Jones as well. Like, I really get into kind of the world building, the expanded universe, and the history of characters. So I've said for India, I dove into the publishing as well, and the show, I really like kind of exploring the history. So the expanded universe, and honestly, even in Star Wars, there was Splinter of the Mind's Eye, the faux sequel to Ep4. But I really just loved diving in and figuring out what happened to the characters. So loved Heir to the Empire, loved Thrawn, loved the Easter eggs as well. I don't know if fans out there know, but the Holy Grail is actually in that Thrawn pack, because it was in Rebels. It was an Easter egg in there. So that was a favorite. The Barge as well. That very first HasLab campaign was really a roller coaster and so special. And so those are two favorites for me.
Yeah, for me, it's a little all over the place. The Ghost is a very easy one to point to. It's right here. But in this one, I mean, I wasn't daily. Well, I was daily on this thing, but Mark, one of our designers, was really the daily guy on this thing, and just being there with Mark and watching this thing kind of come together. This is one of my favorites that I've been involved with. The Razor Crest, previous HasLab, a hugely important thing to me. I mean, that was the first project I worked on when I came to Hasbro. I said, hey Chris, welcome here, handle this giant HasLab, and thankfully it was successful, and I'm still here.
Very much so.
I think the ships and that level of detail, I mean, a longtime Hasbro designer, Mark Boudreau, is a huge influence on me and what we do. I mean, Mark's presence is still with us everywhere, and we lost him this year, but I think what we do, Mark's legacy lives on in the product we do. So.
The Star Wars franchise continuously involved with new movies, TV shows, and expanded universe content. How do we keep up with the ever-expanding Star Wars layer to create relevant toys?
We work hard at it. We say a lot. It's an embarrassment of riches, and we're in a golden era of Star Wars entertainment. If you would have told someone 10 years ago that in the next 10 years we would have 5 movies and how many live-action shows, not only the first ever Star Wars live-action show, which was long a goal, but now at this point, how many seasons? I think any Star Wars fan would have been blown away. I know I would have been. So, first and foremost, we're just very lucky. I think we try to key into the biggest beats, and we certainly customize them to each line. We know that some sources of entertainment will appeal differently to different fans than the others. We know the original trilogy is important to all Star Wars fans, but maybe a little more important to our vintage collection line. We know that world building is more important in vintage collection, so those background aliens. So in terms of the entertainment, we keep up with it by investing in our lines, making sure we get the biggest beats in all of lines, and then balancing with classic entertainment.
Star Wars collectors who often value exclusive or limited edition release. Can you share any insight into how you decide on these special offerings?
Yeah, so how do we decide on which offerings will be exclusive?
Yes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So mainline is where kind of the most widely appealing characters go, and this taps in largely to our channel strategy. So our mainline offerings, those go into, in the US, Walmart and Target and Amazon, obviously internationally different retailers like Smith's and Carrefour. And so those are the offerings that we want to pull in those more casual fans. It's the characters that are, the main characters in current entertainment or the most recognizable Star Wars characters. So that's part of the channel strategy. We also know then that retail exclusives are a great way to appeal to, those characters that we can't get into the main line, and especially with fan channel retail, Amazon as well, Pulse and Shop Disney, that's where we can get in some of those more fan favorite items that we definitely want to get into the line. I'm thinking of things like our Jabba's Denizens pack for Pulse and Shop Disney. Tam Drangaran, Velkin Tazeri, subject of a petition, Tessek, an original 96er. Desperately wanted to get that in for the fans who were clamoring for it. There was no way that those characters were going on a Walmart or Target shelf. It just wouldn't have been the right fit. So that's why we do some things exclusive. Ultimately, they're in addition to the line. They don't take the slot of anything that would go into mainline. They're extra items that we're able to do because of those retail partnerships.
Can you give us a glimpse into any upcoming Star Wars toys release or lines that fans can look forward to?
Well, I think our glimpse into upcoming is what we gave at our panel.
Pipeline review.
Yes,
Yep.
of course.
And our pipeline reveal. So we showed all the latest photos of new product, but then we gave some glimpses into what's coming, and that's in pipelines. So that's everything. I think we pipelined 8 vintage collection figures, a 6-pack of Episode 1 retro figures, some Black Series stuff. So that's really the latest and greatest right there.
I think the only other thing we'll say is, we're a month away from Ahsoka. We showed 2 vintage items and 3 Black Series items. It's safe to say that Ahsoka's going to be a big focus and a big beat. There's more coming, so stay tuned.
And my last question, what means for you personally San Diego Comic Con? This place, what is for you?
Well, for me, I started coming here in 96 or 97.
Nice.
So I've got a long history with this convention and enjoying being here. Friends that I see only at this convention. And people that aren't friends that I see only at this convention walking around. So for me, it's a connection with a history and friends and other fans. And it's a big, giant celebration of pop culture here. And fun to be
for
here.
you?
Yeah, I don't have the same history, but I first started attending in my first year when I joined Hasbro. Many years, not many years ago, but years ago in my career. I remember my first panel, I revealed our Force FX Luke lightsaber. Here we see the Force FX Elite. This was a whole expression ago. I was looking on my phone, I still have the picture of me triumphantly showing it. And so that was 7 years ago, and I've certainly come a ways in my career since then. But this is so special. This obviously Star Wars Celebration as well, but this is what we live for. This job brings us so much joy, and being able to bring happiness into people's lives, that's always motivated me. I was in the nonprofit sector before coming to Hasbro, and so making a difference in people's lives and bringing them joy in some small way is really what gets me up in the morning, and this is where we see it all. And having the conversations with members of the community and hearing about what this means to them, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, this is one of many places where we can connect with fans in the community and share our fandom with other fans.
Nice.
And get that feedback like we're doing right here.
Thank you. Can I take a picture?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Sorry.